and this, I think lucid dreams would be a very great way to discover the unknown unknowns.
Yeah, if the dreams listen to you.
But, yeah, a lot of ifs there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. One person that I've kind of read a lot about his view on dreams is Eugene Genlin.
Oh yeah, I remember him from the. I read one of his works a long time ago, but I haven't seen stuff.
So he talks a lot about dreams as they're kind of like showing you a way to move forward, because they bring up things that you're kind of stuck on, but they give you a way to move forward if you pay attention to them, and if you you know, you can work with them in waking life, but also if the more that you work with your dreams in waking life, the more you work with them in the dreaming life too. Like the way that instead of just staying in habitual patterns, like you start to, you know, where if you have this recurring bad dream where your reaction is always to run away or something, the more you work with your dreams in waking life, then when you dream it again, you have this kind of insight, like, oh, maybe I can change how I act in this situation. And that allows you to move forward and to enter into a new way of being. And so he talks a lot about this as dreams as a forward moving process, and shifting you into new ways of being. Yeah, so I think, the more that you pay attention to your dreams, the more you start to see that, and you can see yourself changing, and you can see yourself growing, and you can, it's really empowering, I think, to see yourself changing in a dream, especially if you come from this mindset that dreams are just out of my control and they're useless and I can't help who I am in my dreams, right? And if you see yourself start to change in dreams, and you really see, like, oh, I'm kind of the master of my own life and my own my habits and my way of being. So yeah,
that's so true. I mean, and we get evidence for there's something about dreams that allows you to make breakthroughs like that, you know, from old patterns. And we know that one of the most effective therapies for nightmares is imagery rehearsal therapy, where you literally confront, say, the monster in the dream, and then restructure that monster, and suddenly you're not having repetitive nightmares anymore. You break through, you know, just through the dream, by doing some dream work, literal dream work. So what is it about dreams that allows us to break those old perseverative patterns, do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, as you're saying that, it does seem like, there is something unique about the dream state that is almost a more malleable, and there's more possibility for change in it, it seems. Maybe like in neuroscience terms, it's like a neuroplastic state. There's more neuroplasticity. You're more, I don't know, something, I don't know.
I think you're onto something there. I think it is, there's greater plasticity. Well, first of all, we know it's a highly cholinergic state. You know, so that alone increases plasticity in certain regional sites. You know, that all have to do with habit and memories. You know, so limbic and basal ganglia. You know, so I think there's something to be said for dreaming as a very highly plastic state. So neuronally, things may be easier to change.
Right.
What can we learn from the artists about dreams? Is it back to the theme of creativity in dreams, maybe? I mean, there's stuff that the scientists can't capture about dreams, like the experiential feel of dreams, whereas the artists, much more easily, you know.
That's very.
I saw that picture of the Basinski picture you sent of of this cabin. Maybe we could put up put up the actual picture during the podcast. This cabin, like in this, I'm probably not describing it correctly, but in this ancient sort of feel to it, like a hermit's cabin out in a dark forest.
Right. Yeah.
But why would an image like that like capture something about dreams that's so correct and real?
Yeah, there is something that art can capture, just a felt sense of like what it is to be in a dream, visual arts or music or.
I think one reason why is because art is really good at capturing timelessness.
Mm.
Like it takes us out of um, the subjective sense of time and puts us into this timeless realm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what dreams do too.
Yeah, normally when you're in dreams, you're not thinking. Yeah, you're not. You don't have that observer view on time. You're just in the moment
Right.
mostly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to call that sense. Timelessness, maybe, or a sense of an eternal feel to it. I mean, if you're if you've ever had the experience of being like intensely, passionately in love,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're with the person you're in love with, there is a sense of the eternal, like a timeless
Yeah.
feel to it. Like this moment is just so suffused with.
Yeah. Yeah. The moment becomes,
Yeah,
used as a good word.
that, and I think dream sort of gives us a lot of those kinds of moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which artists capture more.
And artists really do put us in that space as well.
Yeah. I think that's true. There's something, it's not just time though. There's something about being in a dream that it's just a different, it's a different way of looking at the world. I don't really know how to describe it.
Well, that's what we're doing, Michelle. We're chasing the dream because we can't capture it. Yeah, it's something about timelessness and the eternal, and it gives us a different way to look at the world, um, and I've never seen neither in philosophers or scientific accounts of dreams like really capture the sense of just what dreams are doing,
Mm-hmm.
for us, or to, where we are at experientially.
Yeah.
When we're in a dream, like we know that the executive, centers are sort of down regulated
Mm-hmm.
to some extent. Well, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is down regulated, but the ventromedial prefrontal cortex not so much. It's still, it changes, but not as much as the dorsolateral.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we lose all executive control or
Right. Yeah.
and top-down inhibitory influences are abolished. No.
No.
Some of it is, and then the limbic system is more highly activated. The amygdala, very highly activated.
Right.
Uh,
All the fun in dreams, all the emotion.
yeah,
Very
that's why
emotional.
you get very emotional dreams. Yeah, but then our body is paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
It's sexually very activated, although it doesn't seem to be in a eroticized form. Like the body is sexually activated. So,
Right.
so it's extremely strange physiological state, this REM sleep, where we get vivid dreams. The executive centers are slightly down regulated. The emotional centers are up regulated.
Mm-hmm.
You get sexually activated, and yet you're paralyzed. Why?
Why?
Michelle, tell me why.
Paralyzed, but there is activation occurring throughout the body as well.
Mm-hmm.
You see changes and
you just can't move.
Right. Can't fully move, right.
Yeah. The eyes can move.
The eyes move, but you get twitches in all the muscles.
Twitches, yeah.
So.
Especially the ears, yeah.
Especially what?
The ears, yeah.
The ears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the middle ears. Middle ear muscles?
Yeah.
I haven't read too much about that, but I'm interested in
Me either.
studying that. Okay.
But yeah, you do get these twitches.
Mhm.
Um,
So
but you're essentially paralyzed. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, that's, we
for good reason.
need to do, well, let's debate that for a second,
Okay.
because this is a big pet peeve of mine. That we're normally told that REM sleep is associated with paralysis so that we don't act out our dreams, right?
Yes, that's what we're normally told. Yes.
So, and yet we have pretty vivid dreams in non-REM sleep too.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think I've been reading a lot about twitches lately because I'm really fascinated by them.
What makes them fascinating? Tell me.
Well, so just the idea that twitches might not just be, because this is what we're normally told too, that twitches are just a byproduct of it's dreaming activity, motor activity that's just leaking out from dreams.
That's what I've always thought.
That's what we've always thought. But so what I've been.
It's what I taught my students.
Yeah.
So tell me.
Reading recently is that twitches and bodily activation during REM sleep could actually be developmentally important, that it's a way of kind of
activating neuronal systems
and calibrating your bodily, kind of the body map in the brain. So it's
that makes sense.
This theory is like why REM sleep is so important for
development,
motor development.
But why do we get twitches then when we're adults?
Well, we're still
we're still developing.
Yeah, we're always developing, right? So if you learn
I like it
or something, then it's like, you know, your brain like sends a little probe out and it's like, okay, if I use this muscle, then this finger moves. And
yeah, I like it. See, folks, you know, even if you're studying dreams for a lifetime, still learning stuff every day. Yeah, because I had just dismissed twitches as, you know, secondary effects, but that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.